Welcome everybody to the first episode of Geo Speaks. We're in the 8th month of 2014 already, 2014. And when the year began, we all do what everybody does. We go ahead and we create goals, right? We have New Year's resolutions. 2014 is gonna be the year for X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna go get this job. I'm finally gonna get my degree. There's so many things that we say we're going to do. And the frustrating part about it is what happens when you have all these goals and then now you look back 8 months later, and 8 months later you see that you have not made progress. A lot of times our eyes can't see the progress that's happening behind the scenes. You see, progress is not always obvious. In fact, I heard a pastor one time talk about this when he talked about the walls of Jericho. You know, the people had to go ahead and walk around the wall 6 times, and on the 7th day, they would shout and the walls would come tumbling down. After that first day that they walked around, it would have been good if God had given them a signal, maybe a sign that things was actually working, and like a brick, maybe a piece of the wall would have came down. But that's not what happened. Instead, they had to do it for 6 days, and they didn't see anything happen until the 7th day. So what about for yourself? You've been working out, you've been working hard, you've made sacrifices, you've made your schedule, you've done the things that is necessary to get you to where you want to go, but you haven't gotten there yet. And so a lot of times at that point is when we go ahead and decide we want to quit, or it's not going to happen for us. But I want to encourage you guys to realize that progress isn't obvious, but it doesn't mean that it's not actually happening. In fact, a couple of years back, I was about 270 pounds. And I went to Baltimore, Maryland for 3 weeks to go and train with a friend of mine named Monty Sanders. He happens to be the trainer of Ray Lewis, All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, Ed Reed, All-Pro, Super Bowl champion. So I had an opportunity to train with someone who's good at his craft. He's great at getting people in shape. And so when I went there for 3 weeks, I thought that I would lose a ton of weight. So when I stepped on the scale when I got back to New York, I realized that I had only lost 2 pounds. I lost only 2 pounds, y'all. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, I could have done that by myself in New York City. I didn't need to go to Baltimore, live in a hotel for 3 weeks, eating Bob Evans every day to go and lose 2 pounds. But then the following week, I actually worked out less, I ate worse, and I ended up losing 6 pounds that week for a total of 8 pounds. Now, the progress wasn't obvious. The progress wasn't obvious. And so the reality is, I didn't lose those 6 pounds in that 1 week when I did everything wrong. The weight loss came from the totality of all those weeks together. So I'm here to encourage you. If you've made some steps, some right steps, you've made some sacrifices, you've made the right decisions to get what it is that you want, I'm letting you know now that progress is around the corner, and the only time that you really become a failure is the minute that you decide to give up. Progress isn't obvious. But don't forget that behind the scenes, things are working out for your good. So don't give up, keep doing what you're doing, and the results will come. This is Geo. I enjoyed making this video for you. Geo Speaks episode 1 is out of the way. I can't wait till next week for episode number 2. I'll talk to you guys later.